Owen Farrell is going to be dropped for the first time since 2015, which is another massive call. You touched on Marcus Smith. He looks to come in at 10. What do you like about him? And if you were the coach, is that the way you'd go with England going forward?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Marcus. I watched him play even at the weekend. Quins were playing Exeter, and he just looked above the level, which is tough to do in the Premiership because it's a good league. I think if England want to be ambitious enough to win the World Cup, I would build a team around Marcus Smith. He is a defense coach's nightmare because he's got an incredible, bag of tricks, fantastic passer, his ability to beat defenders one-on-one. He's a very good attacking, kicking game. For a small guy, he's brave in defense. So, I'd have no concerns there. The key is, and I touched on it earlier in the show, it's who he gets paired with. You can't put him with two other ball players, and that's why it didn't work in the first game. He needs a big ball carrying, either 12 or 13, and then a ball playing player with him. But yeah, look, Owen Farrell hasn't had his best competition. His kicking is usually metronomic. That's let him down. And that does come into it. Like goal kicking at international standard, at international level is crucial. And Marcus Smith's stats have been probably 20% better than him. So that alone would be enough to get him in ahead of him. But there's no getting away from it. It's a huge call. You're dropping your captain mid competition. And yeah, look, it's going to be an interesting one. What will interest me most is who he gets paired with.
Matt, I want to come to you on this because we've talked about Marcus Smith. We've done analysis pieces on him about going across the pitch, maybe when you think. And would it be fair to say you're still not convinced by him, or is that too harsh for me?
I think the decision, I'd agree with Ian, like simply on kicking percentages, for whatever reason, Farrell's just lost his rhythm and belief. And it's quite extraordinary because he has a history of being a magnificent goal kicker. But going in against France, perhaps Borthwick's not taking that chance. Now, Smith comes in, he's a very, very good kicker. There's no two ways about that. My problem with Marcus is he doesn't take that form from Quins into international rugby. And I certainly agree with Ian that he needs a really powerful ball-running 12. But then what Marcus does so brilliantly at Quins is takes the ball to the line. He's brave, he goes deep, he's got incredible footwork, and his passing game at the line is fantastic. Brilliant to watch, create space, and they score tries. He's just playing so deep in a white jersey. If he plays deep again, England will lose. So it's a big call from Borthwick. It's a big call. I can understand it for the kicking alone, but if Smith continues to play deep at international level and he passes to a ball running 12, which I believe they will select, you're still going to have Dante and Gail Fiku, just there ready to eat them up. So Smith has to take the ball forward, and that's his problem at international level right now. Look, and to answer your question, I don't write him off in any way because his skill level is too good. But it is taking him a long, long time, longer than I thought, to adjust to the international game. And this is a big week for him because he's playing, one of the great teams and one of the great backlines in world rugby at the moment.
Alan, breaking news here. Don't know if you can see. Ollie Lawrence is at 12, Slade's at 13. And also, Alan, I want to get your take on France. They haven't won at Twickenham in the Six Nations since 2005. It's hard to believe that.
It is, yeah. It's hard to believe that, yeah. And with that team just coming out now, it is Marcus Smith at 10. So Owen Farrell is on the bench, I think. And it's an interesting one. Obviously, the boys, have an opinion on it as well. And Matt has been talking there about the depth of Marcus Smith and stuff. I just think the chopping and changing and the uncertainty, does Owen Farrell come back in now? Is this the chance now? Is Steve Borthwick going to stick with Marcus Smith now for the World Cup? Or, I know there's not a long time to go, and he's a very, very talented player. And I've been surprised by the kicking from Owen Farrell. I still think he's a brilliant player. I still think he offers a lot. He just doesn't seem to be striking the ball well, and it's a vital part of international rugby, of any rugby, particularly in tight games. So it's yeah, Ollie Lawrence is not your Esther Hazen, is it? And with Quins that he has, but he's still a powerful 12 who gives him a bit of go forward, and Slade has a lot of experience, so they'll be crucial in helping Marcus Smith. Fabien Galthié as France will certainly try and run at that channel, and does it weaken him defensively a little bit? Farrell is such a good defender, and France are, you know, with Dante coming back into the side, I think there's absolutely no doubt that, you know, France will want to get him into the game early, and he'll try and get in that 12 channel of Marcus Smith. But